Hello friends, my name is Molly. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. And today we're going to be talking about, surprise surprise, yoga and how it has the power to turn you into a minimalist. For those of you who don't know, I've been practicing yoga every day for the past 3 years. And ever since then, my life has been undergoing a lot of changes, and one of those things has been adopting more of a minimal lifestyle, and it happened very naturally and organically for me. But looking back, I can definitely see the connections from the yogic teachings and how that happened to me through my experience without me even knowing it. And I definitely think this is something that is bound to happen if you practice yoga every day. And without further ado, let me share some ways yoga will make you a minimalist. The only way I could think of to explain this big internal change into gravitating towards minimal lifestyle is to use the first two limbs of Ashtanga yoga, which are yamas and niyamas. The way I understand yamas and niyamas, they're sort of a moral compass that you apply within yourself and also apply towards the world around you. The first yama that I started feeling is called Aparigraha, and it is a virtue of non-possessiveness, non-grasping, non-greediness, and it means keeping the desire for possessions to what is necessary in your stage of life. So no access. And this is something that I definitely started feeling the more I practiced. And I think this is something that we often experience on the mat, where the teacher guides us to let go of everything when you come onto the mat, when you start your practice, or through your practice, to just let go of all of those things that are clamping onto you, that you're holding onto, whether it's meditation or physical practice. We are encouraged to let go of those things that will eventually be coming into our life. Especially in our day and age, it's pretty natural to grasp onto everything, who said what, everything that's in, and there's sort of this expectation that this is normal. Some of the ways you can start practicing Aparigraha, the same way that it worked for me, is noticing. Noticing is honestly one of the most powerful first steps you can do, and it can start on your mat. Through consistent practice, you will start noticing more and more. And maybe with time, you can start breathing it out, letting it go. Once this becomes part of your mental exercise through the practice on the mat, this starts to trickle into your life, where you can just breathe out those attachments, those obsessions to have something to cling onto, even if it feels painful to unglue yourself from that. And the next virtue that helps you thrive is a niyama called Santosha, which is contentment. And this is something that teaches you to be happy with what you have. This virtue can reduce your desire to have more things and leads to a more minimalistic lifestyle. Once I started being more mindful and being more slowed down through the practice, I really had more opportunity to appreciate the things that I have. And I think it all started with my first yoga mat, which I cherished very deeply. And then it just gave me this sense of satisfaction that this is something that I get to use. This is something that's so beautiful and precious to me, that serves me so well. I think this was the beginning of me starting to practice Santosha, but this is something that I apply daily. I have a piece of item like a hoodie or like a sock that I put on, and I just take my time to appreciate it. It's such a nice, comfy thing that's brings me joy, brings me comfort. First, I felt a little bit weird to be kind of emotionally happy about things that I have, because I just stand there and I appreciate them. But it's something that brings me deep joy and makes me appreciate what I have every day. All of those items that bring so much comfort and functionality into my life. Santosha is not just applying to items, but this is just one of those minimalistic things that yoga has taught me. This contentment with what I have. I think Santosha is a great virtue to explore, an endless practice that you could always benefit from and grow more in understanding. And one of the things that helps me personally to cultivate more Santosha is practicing gratitude. It could be journaling, writing everyday things you're grateful for, maybe 2 or 3, or just in general stopping and noticing. It's so easy to just dismiss all of the things that we have. It's so easy to just get used to them and think that there's nothing special in it, but we do get to experience a lot of things, a lot of comforts, and a lot of help. This is niyama that I definitely really enjoy, and that started to unconsciously register in my mind once I started practicing yoga more and more. Yeah, I'm really grateful to be spending time with you right now. And the next yama is, of course, the infamous Ahimsa. It's a non-violent virtue. I was always unaware of what is happening around me. things just come into my life, I want them, and that's pretty much it. That was my world. But the more I started practicing yoga, I started becoming more sensitive. I started feeling the weight of responsibility when it comes to the things that you invite into your life, things that you purchase. This is something that really affected my consumerism habits and my choices. This attitude of non-violence towards the planet and its resources. This definitely made me want to own less. There's only so many things I want to take responsibility for, and I'm still developing my understanding of how to practice this virtue better. But this virtue has definitely been a big part of me adopting a minimal lifestyle, and I think this is something that is unavoidable with a consistent yoga practice, where it makes you be much more aware on the mat in your practice, and that awareness spreads into your lifestyle. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. I think there's personal exploration to this virtue for everyone. And the next niyama that has the potential to turn you into minimalist is called Saucha. 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 Saucha means purity, cleanliness, and clearness. Practice of Saucha starts with external environment, keeping your space clean, and goes deeper into your body pureness, your mind, your speech. Is one of the more satisfying things that happened to me when I started practicing yoga consistently. How I think the Saucha started playing out in my life, and I remember that very vividly, is when this first yoga mat got gifted to me by my sisters-in-law, which was one of the most precious gifts. On the instruction, it says to clean it after every use. It was one of the most prized possessions for me at the time, this yoga mat, and I took the responsibility of taking care of it seriously. So after every practice, I would clean it with a spray bottle and a little cloth. And this is where this Saucha practice has been conceived in my life. Kind of full breath that I could take with this practice of cleanliness was something that was very unexpected, and something that started spreading really fast. It's like my care for the space started spreading from my yoga mat into the surroundings and just outside into the world. I definitely started viewing my space in a completely different way, where less things, it means less things to take care of, means I can clean more efficiently, and if I have things that I do not have the energy to clean, I don't need to have them then. So I don't doubt that this is something that will enter your life, because whether you want it or not, through so many chaturangas, you will look under the furniture, and with time, it will get to you. By the way, I'm very curious with your experience, if you're doing yoga consistently, how many things from this list you can relate to, because I'm very interested about your experience. I think it's very natural that with consistent yoga practice, you become more minimal, because yoga promotes inner fulfillment and self-discovery, which really does shift your focus from the external possessions into your internal growth and happiness. A deep understanding of yourself through yoga can lead to a more purposeful lifestyle, where you start seeking meaning and experiences rather than material goods. When I don't focus as much on external possessions and the desires, I get an opportunity to really tap into what I am as an experience, as this juice. And I'm so grateful that I fell onto the path of yoga, because it really allowed me to meet myself and remove all of those burdens that I thought were riches. I definitely want to make more dedicated videos to exploring yamas and niyamas, because I feel like it's such a broad subject, especially each of them, and how we can practice them, how we can implement more of yoga into our lifestyle outside of the mat. So this is definitely just a little tap into a few yamas and niyamas that have been part of my minimalistic journey, but I definitely want to explore the subject more. So let me know whether you have any preferences when it comes to exploring yoga philosophy and daily application of yoga outside of mat. So let me know what you think about this kind of subject and this kind of direction, because I definitely want to implement more minimalist content on this channel. Okay, it was amazing to see you. I'm so happy we had this beautiful chat today, and I hope you're having an amazing day, and I can't wait to see you soon. Bye bye.